Hey, it's Monday. It's Chris the Batman Statue Collector, and I am here for another live unboxing. This one is my second in like a matter of days, my JND. I've got Batman sitting back there, right there, and I took the cape off because somebody has offered to send me a custom cape, which I'm really excited about. And so I've had a couple of days to admire the JND piece. And I'm actually more excited about this one today because this is the Dark Knight Catwoman 1/3 scale, the Anne Hathaway Catwoman. And I'm excited about this one because I had actually seen the Batman before, and I've never seen this one in person. So I'm really excited to see because, in photos and different things, I had seen the Anne Hathaway portrait, and to me, it was, maybe a little droopy. Maybe her lips were too big. And so I'm excited to see her in person to see if I still feel that way. We have said recently that, J&D, they just look way better in person than they do in photographs or videos. And it's really interesting with the silicone because it just, for whatever reason, it just doesn't photograph very well. And so I am going to be unboxing this today. I'm a little slow going. Again, I'm still having some big time back issues, so I do apologize for me lumbering around here. But anyway, I want to welcome everybody to the show. Let's get it started. We got Dwayne Johnson in the house showing some love. Thank you very much. The Virgin Prime, congrats, Chris. Thank you very much to you. Just watching 2302 says, yo, yo, yo. Thank you for being on the show. Another Brotherhood member. Thank you very much. Just got done mowing just in time. Well, grab yourself a nice ice beverage and enjoy. I hope you have a good time. We got Picarimon. I don't know if I said that right. I hope I did. But anyway, thank you very much for the thumbs up and the congrats. My man, Jimmy G, Godlike Statues, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. I don't need it. Man, so Jimmy is gone pretty much all in on the movie stuff. And so, I definitely could see, Jimmy, you going down this rabbit hole just a little bit. I know how much you love Bane. I don't know how much you love Bane as a movie character, but, it's just, I think that Bane is going to be something that ends up in your collection. So thank you very, very much, my friend, for the super chat. That is very awesome. Of course, anytime anybody does a super chat, it does roll right back into the channel. So thank you guys very, very much for your continued support. Jimmy, thank you very much. I can't thank you enough, my friend. Hello. Hi, Chris, and welcome back. Thank you very, very much. Chris, check your phone later, please, sir. Did I miss something? No, it says you got a missed call, Jimmy. Did I miss something? I don't have a message here or anything. I just said it's got a missed phone call. Let me know if I missed something. You were pretty meh on the Bale Unmasked. Really curious what you're going to think here. It's like I'm not buying these for the unmasked portraits. I know a lot of collectors, that's why they buy J&D. I just want the characters. I want the characters well represented. And so I want them as the hero, as the villain, not necessarily just as an actor. You know what I mean? Again, I'm a little, there were certain angles on the Bale that I was really impressed with. There's certain angles I'm not. And like I said in the video, I do feel like J&D is going to continue to get better and better with each release. And I do feel like they are. Alan, see, okay. So we got to go right to this. I got to go to my graphic here, wherever it is. Hold on. There it is. Boom. Hashtag enabled. Alan Kiefer's going right for it. Enabling Jimmy. That's what we do in this community. Chris, do you have Catwoman on Bat Cycle from Queen Studios? So that was one that I did originally have on pre-order, and I ended up changing my mind, which I do constantly. So I do really like that piece. I just didn't really have a way or a plan to display her at a right angle. Can't wait to see her, buddy. Thank you, Jeff. Congrats, Chris. Anxious to hear your thoughts. Thank you very much. I snapshot the message for you, seeing if you're in. Oh. There we go. So Jimmy, are you going? Let me know. Anyway, so yeah, this is my second JND piece. And I don't know if I'm going to go too much further beyond that. I'm going to kind of wait and see. Obviously with the Bane that I'm getting, that'll be next year sometime. So I'm thinking about, if I do have the movie pieces back here, my thought is to have Batman in the middle, Bane and Catwoman here, my two Jokers on both sides. I feel like that kind of ties that in. And then probably do Catwoman and Michael Keaton Batman over here, Robert Pattinson, and whatever other movie piece I might get. So we'll see. We'll see kind of how that goes. I don't know. I'm still kind of trying to plan it out myself. This Catwoman was my first JND. Now I have 11. Wow, with more on the way. That is impressive. Do you have the Sean Connery? That's one of my favorites. I think that one's fantastic. But man, 11 of them. That's crazy. The other one I really like, I probably wouldn't get, was that Margot Robbie Harley, the kind of like the one where she's like chained up a little bit. It's obviously from that short dance sequence. But that was a really cool piece. I like that one a lot. So anyway, I think it's, like I said, I think that they're getting better with each release. And so I tip my hat to them. This is an older piece. I think this has been out, gosh, what, 2 or 3 years at this point. So I'm definitely late to the game, which I am from time to time. I was late to the game with the the XM Samurai pieces. Late to the game from time to time, but anyway, I'm excited. Again, I do apologize. I'm very, very sore with my back. I've been to the chiropractor a couple of times. Tried to rest today, but it's just my back is not happy. So I'm going to be a little slow getting up and down. So I do apologize. I'm 49 now, so it's all downhill from here, I guess. Hey, Kenneth, it's nice to see you. Kenneth Bird in the house, 2230. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thanks to all of our members that are here. And thanks again, Jimmy, for the $5 super chat. That was super awesome of you. Thank you very much, my friend. And what else did I want to say? If you guys would hit the like button, that helps other people find the live content. So with that said, let's just start getting going. Okay, here we go. Let's go. So we have the big black box again, just like last time. It's not too heavy, which is nice. Also, these boxes are not very big, which is great as well for storage purposes. So that's always a really good thing, right? So let's get to unboxing. Now this one, unlike the Batman, the Batman was brand new. It was unopened. Sorry about the focus. This one has been on display, so we'll see what we get. This one is 119 out of 800. So again, you have kind of that nameplate, which I'll just leave in the box. I won't do anything with that, but it's still cool. We got Dae Kim and Soyoung Lee on the sculpt on this one. So that's cool. All right. Got the JND strap. I'm going to keep going in and out of focus. All right, we should have, yep, we have 2 trays. Move this over a little bit. There she is right there. All right, bottom tray. Again, it's got the nice cloth. Now, the only thing in the bottom tray is the base. So again, 119 out of 800. And this one's got that snow base, which I like. going to show you guys what that looks like there. And then it's got the Dark Knight Rises. It's got kind of a snow base. The snow looks really good to me. I like the way that they painted it. A little styrofoam. That's not the paint effect, but it gives you kind of an idea of the size of it. Again, it is 1/3 scale. There. All right, so that was it on the bottom. That's crazy. I'm going to put this back in. All right, well, I think she is probably next. All right, is better in person. So, again, is better in person. Does look like Anne Hathaway. I still feel like her face is still droopy a little bit. My intention is to have the mask on. And so I am okay with her portrait not being perfect. I think, like I said, with Batman, I think that if they did it today, I think that they would probably nail it. Again, does look better in person, but I don't feel like it looks great on camera. And I still don't feel like it's spot on to her. But I'm going to see what I feel like with the mask on, because I think I'm going to really like it with the mask on. Okay. There's a magnet on the base, and I'm not sure why there is one. You got little fingers. So I know that she can hold the gun, or she can hold the mask. So again, you just key in the finger. So I'm assuming that this is the gun hand. So you put the gun in her hand, maybe. I think that's the right one. I don't know. So yeah, it keys in kind of with a little bit of a magnet. Okay. It's got the Batman cowl right here, and this would go really well with that Bane as well. This is plastic. Let's see what people are saying. Good evening. Congrats on the new piece. What are the chances that in a few years you will sell this line as well as you? Again, never say never with me. If I see something, squirrel over there, then something's got to go. And so you just never say never with me. But I'm hoping to have these around for at least a little while. We'll see. I don't have the indie duo. I'm looking forward to them unveiling Daenerys and Captain Jack hopefully later this year. I'm really excited about Jack. I've got Matt Martin in the house. Thank you very much for being here, my friend. No, but I do like the mask portrait. To me, this does not look good at all. Again, without the mask, I feel like it does look droopy. Sell. Good likeness, but she looks sad. Hello. Let's see. We got BSC. We got the Theodore in the house. Yeah, her face is a bit long and sad, but overall, great, especially with the mask on. Nice curves. Yeah, she's got definitely a nice, the way her body is posed is really nice. Hey, everyone. Hey there, sir. How are you liking Selina Kyle? So far, so good. I had the gun in her hand. Okay. The rubber strap on the back of the goggles is something to be careful with when putting them on. Okay. Fractured Batman mask on the base. Yeah, the leather strap on back. Chris, I absolutely love this line and cannot wait for Bane. I'm very excited about Bane as well. Does anybody that has this, what is the magnet for on the base? So there are obviously a couple of different hands. And again, with the hand, you would just take the thumb out, put the gun in place. I think I have the wrong one. This hand was, I think, for the mask. This one's for the gun. Yeah, that fits much better. As does the thumb. Yeah, that fits way better. So basically you get something that kind of looks like that. We have the goggles and mask right here. I think this is really what's going to make it for me, I think. Looks good. Looks good with the mask. See if you guys could see her a little bit better now. Maybe. Hopefully it's going to keep trying to focus on her. So yeah, you can have the gun. I kind of like, this is kind of like the pose like a lot of people do, but I kind of like something kind of like that where she's kind of looking off to the side. But yeah, the mask makes a giant difference. You're right. Yeah, the leather strap on the back. Heard from Jimmy. Congrats on the piece. Thank you, Battle Cat. Her foot goes on the magnet. So I was able to figure that out. So thank you very much. And then obviously she, if you want to rotate her, you still can. Thank you, Alan. Thank you. The chip dispenser. Sorry, I missed your 55th birthday. Did you get a discount at Cracker Barrel? Man, I'm feeling 55 today with the way my back's feeling. It's my back is definitely out. It's not good, but feeling every bit of 55 today. But 49 was my birthday yesterday. So yeah, definitely feeling that way. The mask makes a big difference. Yeah, it really does. Yeah, the mask makes a giant difference. I'm strongly considering grabbing JND. Again, there's really great quality there. Whether again, it's always going to be subjective whether it's worth the cost to you or not. But they're simple. I mean, there's not a lot of bells and whistles to them. They are what they are. But I do, like I said, I feel like they continue to get better. With the gun hand, I had to wedge a little piece of paper in between the gun and the hand to keep the gun from sliding out of position. I'm going to play around with the other hand just to see what that's like. So that's kind of a cool look too, where she's holding the cowl. Maybe once it's all set up, bring over the Batman. Yeah, absolutely. I was planning on doing that for the review for sure. Yeah, that's one thing I love about the pose. Like, it's just, it really is a beautiful pose. Wish the camera would focus on her a little bit. I'm not sure if I can get her in focus. I'll try. I'm considering grabbing JND Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. Are you going to get the thing? First of all, Aunt, thank you very much for the super chat. That's incredible. Thank you guys. Had 2 super chats tonight. Thank you. Are you going to get the duo set where she's in the, like, the Max Shrek look where she's working? Let me know. Got stylish nerd JWR in the house. What's up, nerds? Thank you very much for being here, my friend. I hope you've had a great day. Mr. Vision. Yeah, it's again, it's just it's way better in person. Again, it's just crazy. Is it still perfect in the face? I still don't feel like it's perfect. But I think it's very good. Yeah, I dig it. Thanks everybody for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. We got 84 people watching at the moment. Thank you very much. Looks great to me with or without the mask. Yeah, I agree about the pose. I disagree about the unmasked. It's just not my cup of tea. I feel like her face looks tired or sad. Somewhat droopy, I guess you could say. But again, it does look way better in photo, or it does look better in person than it does in photos. But I still think it's very good. Yeah, she's yeah. The idea of having her and Batman and Bane together, it's giving me goosebumps. It's really cool. I love it. Seeing this really makes me think, if I can afford it, I will try to get that Dancer Harley from JND so I can have both Harleys. I didn't like the original Harley as much because of the teeth, but I really love the Dancer one. I think that it looks so much more like her to me. That was such a short scene. I would have rather had like that face with the Dancer body. I'm going to bring this in a little bit closer here. Just so maybe you could see her a little bit better. Hopefully she will. Sorry, I hadn't planned on doing this. I would have set it up otherwise, but let me see if it'll focus on her a little bit more than me. I'm going to kind of hide behind her. Let's see. There we go. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty damn good. Chris, are you getting the JND Bank Robber Joker dual pack? What would you want the other Joker to be? I am in. So Jimmy, the JND Joker Banker, I'm very excited to see what it looks like. I love that scene. It means even more to me now that I went to Chicago and was able to be in that space last month. It just was so surreal to be in there because I've watched that scene so many times, even before Dark Knight came out. That was on the Batman Begins DVD. And so to be in that space, it means a lot to me. And so I am very interested in the JND Joker banker, or bank robber Joker. And if they do a dual pack and the sculpt is improved on what they did, I think they've already improved on the sculpt with their 6 scale. So if they can match that, I think that would be incredible. I would definitely be interested. Well, now, Chris, years ago, I was like, hey, no, this Catwoman is awesome when it came out several years ago. And that's the thing is like, I'm just slow on the uptake on some of these sometimes. My collection definitely changes and evolves over time. And so I never know, what I'm going to be going for at the moment. And this one, again, it was all because of that Bane that I really ended up changing my mind on this one, It's just kind of crazy the way it works sometimes. I read that it can't be Nurse Joker because the estate won't allow it. Yeah, I was going to say there's never been a Nurse Joker. I would definitely be in on a Nurse Joker 100% for sure. I'm thinking just the Catwoman suit, though. I think the regular Selina Kyle statue is incredible. Yeah, I mean, I think you can't go wrong either way. I love my Blitzway one, but I do think that the JND has turned out pretty nicely. I probably even prefer the suit version, like the Max Shrek looking one, even more. Wow, Brad, that is amazing. For $50 super chat. Thank you very much. Happy belated birthday. Again, thank you. I'm going to make her fuzzy again. Brad, thank you so very much. That was so kind of you. Man, thank you very much, my friend. That was awesome. So thank you very much for the super chat. Man, I had so many people reach out and tell me happy birthday yesterday. So thank you very much, everybody that took just a moment out of their day to thank, to just say thanks and to wish me a happy birthday and wish me well. It just means a lot to me. And again, Brad, thank you, my friend. Thank you. That was so cool of you. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. Thank you, Brad. Her heels are actually metal. I was just going to say, as I was trying to move it, it feels metal. It's like scrapey. That's really nice. It's a really nice touch. Alan says, I love it. Don't know, had mine since day one. I feel that the cheeks became more puffy, which raised the question if the silicone quality JND is using. It's a new company, so we'll only know within years. Yeah, so if it is medical grade, I mean, they say it's supposed to last 50 years. I'm not going to be here 50 years from now, so I'm not really too worried about it. I keep my room pretty cool down here in the basement, so I think I'll be fine silicone-wise, hopefully. But, time will tell for sure. Again, I'm going to kind of move this around so you guys can maybe see her, kind of what you think. The hair is really beautiful. It's that kind of that reddish brown. It's really nice. Don't have to really pose it, which is great. I'm a big fan of it, even through their 1/6 is more accurate. Yeah, I feel like their 1/6 stuff is like even cooler. Like they're even getting better with their sculpts. Silicone will always be more realistic, but I feel resin will always give you that extra peace of mind and less maintenance. That's a good point. It really is. Chris, thoughts about putting your movie pieces in the middle of your collection? Well, Jimmy, I've had them in the middle. Most people, like, whenever I try to get opinions, most people do not like the podiums. I have tried it that way. I might still try it that way. I'm going to try them in the back and just kind of see what I think. But at the end of the day, I at least I have options, right? I have options. But I like the idea of the movie pieces being in the middle just because it separates them. I like the Returns Catwoman dual set, but I didn't like being forced to display them together. Yeah, it would be nice if they had two stands. Plastic Crack Collectible says, this was my first J&D. What do you think, Plastic Crack? Is it still one of your favorites? Do you still love it? Hey, congrats again, Chris. Missed your birthday stream. I was at my own birthday party. Well, there you go, Mike Stainbrook. Thank you very much, and happy birthday to you. My dad is sitting next to me, and he thinks the eyes are weird. He wanted me to tell you, or my eyes, or his, or her eyes, or her eyes weird, or my eyes. Let me know, Brad. We kind of come back in the shot again. Hopefully, it'll maybe keep focusing on her. Maybe it'll go back and forth. Not sure. Might just have to keep moving it. But yeah, she looks incredible. Again, I don't love it without the mask. The face is what it is, seems droopy, but still aesthetically pleasing. And that's the thing too, is like, you know, if you're like right up on her, you might feel differently. But again, like from a little bit of a distance, I feel like, you know, it's one of those things where it looks pretty good. And especially if you're back just a little bit. Hers, but yeah, oh, believe me, Brad, I could use a lot of work. Theodore, man, another super chat. Man, you guys are so generous tonight. This is so awesome. Grab an iced coffee on me, Chris. $7.99 Australian. Happy birthday. Appreciate all the years of hard work on the channel and forever enabling. Well, thank you very, very much. Again, I gotta come out of the background here. Theodore, thank you very much. Again, you guys, thank you so very much for the super chats tonight, for the birthday wishes. And you better believe I'm going to use that right there. And I'm going to go get me an iced latte in the morning. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that very, very much. You guys are so generous tonight. Thank you. Chris, before I forget, how was your trip to London? Glad you liked Forbidden Planet. Did you buy anything at all there? When I'm in the area, I do go in there to see what's new, where they have new on display. So I did have a chance to go in there. I didn't buy anything from that shop. I did go into a shop, and since Brad's here, I got to thank him again for telling me about a spot that was in Paris. And I'm so glad I went in that shop. It was really good. It was actually better than the Forbidden Planet, I thought. A lot of people have told me Forbidden Planet used to have a lot more statues than they do now. They don't have as many. They had very few, but the store in Paris was great. I bought a hardcover Batman Hush, but it was called Batman Silent, and it's all in French. And so I thought, what a better souvenir in Paris. I bought that, and I bought one of those big metal Eiffel Towers, which was cool, just to have a little bit of souvenir from there. But had a great time in Paris. Had a great time getting to hang out with Brad and his family there. It was just awesome. So I wish I could have gone to that store with Brad. I think that would have been a lot of fun. A small comb set off of Amazon. Small comb set off of Amazon is very helpful with this piece. Again, mine is really, the collector that I bought it from, obviously kept it in a good condition. The hair is actually really, really decent, I think. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have to do too much work. All right, let me see if I can get her back in focus for you guys. In comics, etc., even if we don't have money, just good to window shop. Yeah, I was going to say, this doesn't do any harm to look, right? Hey, we got the everyday collector in the house. Always glad to have Jonathan pop in late to the party. Happy belated birthday, and congrats on the pickup. Looks like you've JND eyes. Yeah, Jonathan, man, I've had 2 in the last week between Batman and Catwoman. And then the Bane is coming as well. But man, people were telling me the other day about, the fact that they're doing a Davy Jones, they're doing a Jack Sparrow, which is awesome. Those are 2 I would definitely be interested in getting. Let's see if I can move her back over here. Yeah, that's how I would display her, like looking off to the side like that. And then so I've got Bane coming. I would definitely consider the Jack Sparrow and Barbosa, the bank robber Joker, depending on how that one turns out. I mean, it's going to be kind of like, if I'm wowed by it, I'm going to get it. If I have any money left, I don't know. The way I've been spending money on art, I'm probably not going to have any money for statues anymore. So keep those super chats coming, folks. It's might be the only way I'm going to be able to afford any of this stuff anymore. I've spent so much on art. I do worry a little bit about that, not being able to be able to bring in statues anymore. So I kid kind of about the super chats, but it's like, good Lord, this stuff is expensive, that's for sure. But so I thank you very much for the kindness. She looks beautiful to me. Plus, we'll complete the Trinity. Again, just that photo really sold it that JND did of Bane in the middle and Batman and Catwoman on each side. So again, I kind of, if I do the back row here, I'm thinking about putting the three of them since they're all going to have similar bases. The Joker, I think, would look weird kind of next to the Batman. So I think I'm going to put the three of them here, the Joker here, and then the other Queen Studios Joker on the other side. And then probably do like Batman 89 and Catwoman, and then maybe the Robert Pattinson over here. And if I don't have another movie piece, so this side might look a little bit weird and empty. But I think the three of those might look really good in the middle. So that's what I'm going to try, and we'll see. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. Yeah, a lot better in Paris. That store. Yeah, I was going to say the Paris store was... It was just really cool. It had a lot of statues and just so many books. And it was really cool that they had all the books. I mean, most of them were in English, which I thought was interesting. But like the whole other half of the store was in French, which I loved. I wish I could. I actually wanted to buy like 20 books, but like I didn't. I only had my carry-on and my luggage, so I didn't have room really to buy much. I just had a small roller in my backpack. Would look even better if you style all her flowing hair over the front left shoulder. So you think both? Do you think both? This hair right here needs to be over her shoulder, or do you think it like needs to be like some hair up front like that? That looks pretty nice too. What is she looking at? Batman over there washing his tights. So aside from the likeness, do you find the silicone offers any more realism compared to polystone? Is there anything there that justifies the higher price in your opinion? That is a great question. And I think that could probably, actually, let's see if I can show you. Oh, hold on. I just got a new, my family gave me a new photo frame for my birthday, and look, there we are. There's Brad and I right there. I've got all my like convention stuff and people I've met over the years. That's what I've loaded the deal on. So there's Brad, there's Dan and his wife, and Eric and his wife and family. So I want to thank my family for giving me a great gift. Little photo frame, which is awesome. So thank you for that. Oh, sorry. I got again, my ADHD squirrel. So the silicone, it's tough. I think that like if you take like a Queen Studios piece that's polystone and compare it to like this, I feel like this is going to have the advantage. I feel like Blitzway, they do plastic heads, and I feel like the plastic, you get a lot of realism with the paint. So for me, it's going to be subjective. If this is, let's say that this is $2,300, let's say, and the Blitzway one was like $1,500 or $1,600, I would have a really hard time, because I've seen the Blitzway pieces in person, and I feel like they're very good in terms of the quality of the portrait. And so they're able to achieve that without the silicone. And Prime One has said they'll never do silicone. Blitzway, I don't think, has ever done silicone. I don't think. And they're able to achieve a really great look. So I don't know if let me say this. The JND that I have are both mass portraits. If you were spending the money on, like, let's say that Wonder Woman, and she's got like the bare arms and the bare legs and all of that, then I think that might be the way to go with silicone. I think that could justify the price. The only thing silicone on her is her face, right? Everything else is sculpted. So I don't feel like a piece like this might not justify for me the price, because you're getting such little amounts of silicone. But again, if you have a figure that's got a ton of exposed skin, I understand that a little bit better. Does that make sense? But, is that bare skin any better than the bare skin on a Blitzway, let's say? I'm going to have to see that side by side to compare. But just in terms of portraits, I mean, that looks like skin. I mean, that looks really good. And again, looks way better in person too. Hey, Jim, Hulk up, my friend. The 1/3 scale Batpod and Catwoman is a nice piece. I do. I actually think that is one of the best Anne Hathaway likenesses. Probably better than this one even. But I like this pose. I like the simplicity of it. The Bat bike, for me, I really wanted it, but I feel like there was like only one good angle to display it, and it was almost kind of like at an angle facing forward. And I knew in my old setup, whenever I had it pre-ordered, I wouldn't have had a spot for it. Big congrats, got my eyes on the Penguin, and I'd love to see a Keaton Batman. So yeah, that's another one they teased, was that I didn't even know that they were doing, because I have not been JND-ized until recently, but now I guess I am. And so the Batman, or the JND hater, has come full circle, and the Danny DeVito Penguin, I did not know they were doing, but that would probably be a day one for me. I absolutely love him as the Penguin. It's probably my favorite Batman movie still, I think, to this date, was Batman Returns. So to pair him up with the Blitzway pieces, I think would be awesome. I don't know size-wise if it's going to work. I hope it does. Also with that base, I wish it had a different base, just because I have the Blitzway Catwoman and the Blitzway Michael Keaton, and they're tall bases. So I just don't know what to do if. I just don't know. I don't know if Blitzway is ever going to do one either. I don't know. Wouldn't it be too difficult to make a custom square base for Joker to match the set? Are you talking about like this one, you mean? They are a little bit oversized, but not by too much. So yeah, if anybody wants to offer to make me a custom base for that Joker, I would take it. Chris, what do you think of the latest trailer for Superman? I have not seen some. And seen some. It's getting mixed said. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting mixed said about it overall. So I hope it all is 100% through and through a good movie. So yeah, I've heard good things so far. I feel like it's going to have a lighter tone. I think that this movie will do pretty well. I think it's going to hit in the feels. So I am really excited to see how this one does. And I also, even more importantly for me as a collector, I've heard from multiple companies that if this film does well, they will be pushing DC again. At least to some degree, where they don't have a lot of confidence in DC right now because of the lack of success at the theater. And so I am very optimistic that this one will do well, thus getting us more product in hand. Does that make sense? I like to push back behind the ears. Okay, I will play with that. Don't forget to have a space for Jack Sparrow and Davy Jones. Yeah, those two. Barbossa is my favorite character in those movies, and so I would love for them to do a Jeffrey Rush. But Davy Jones is my second favorite. I love Jack Sparrow. Sticks and stones, love. We're going to be going to Tortuga. We're not. Why is the rum gone? I would love so very much for a series of those. I don't want to spend the money on them, but I'm guessing they wouldn't live in here. They would probably live in the old Batcave room. But that's a lot of money just sitting in that room. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to have to do with those, because I know I'm going to want them. Chris, if you ever come to London and there's a movie concert going on, I highly recommend you and the family watching a movie and concert show. My friend from Canada was here last month and a few weeks back. So yeah, I just got back from London, and we stayed over in the Covent Garden area. I really like they had that Back to the Future play going on. I really wanted to go see that, but we didn't have the time. And one of the coolest thing is we went to the Warner Brothers studio tour, and on the way there I got to see Wembley, and that's always been a dream to be able to see Wembley. So I would have loved to have seen like a show there. I think maybe Guns N' Roses was there a few days ago, so like that would have been really cool. But I'm just glad I actually got to see Wembley, because I always think of like SummerSlam '92. I think of Queen, that incredible performance by Queen there. So that is just very cool. That would be awesome to see a live concert like that with the orchestra. You're right. Out of 6 JND statues I own, Wonder Woman is all silicone, and she's the best of the bunch. See, that makes sense to me. That makes sense price wise, because there is a lot of silicone on her. But if it's just a face, I don't feel like it necessarily justifies the cost always. But again, this statue is beautiful. But is it worth $3,000 or whatever she originally went up for? I don't remember. Even though I got the latest Pfeiffer Catwoman, very little silicone. So again, that's kind of their thing. But I feel like their sculpts are good enough without silicone. I've said that for years. That looks like real skin. That Bat Queen Studios looks like Drew Barrymore. I disagree. I think that it does look just like Anne Hathaway. I think it's a great portrait. But again, we always see people and celebrities differently. The way I view her might be very different. And so I love Drew Barrymore too. Especially 20 years ago, Drew Barrymore. 50 First Dates. That's one of my favorite movies. Hi, Chris. How do you feel about display space on the JND 1/3 pieces compared to your Prime 1/3? It's great to have you in the chat. So obviously, display space. These take up slightly less room. The bad thing is so like I love what Blitzway's done with like their bases. Like they have the height, and it gives it even more presence. Whereas the JND obviously focuses a little bit more on the figure with lower bases. I don't know if this base is any bigger or smaller than that, footprint wise, maybe a little bit. And so that's the bad thing is like all of these, like Catwoman, Bane, Batman, let's say they're all on this middle shelf. They're all going to be down low or lower than this one. Obviously the Queen Studios is going to be down low. So I might play around with it. I might maybe build a little riser for all 3 of them, maybe. But I think that it's definitely elegant. I tend to like the more, I like these. I mean, you guys know I love Prime 1 the most. And so like having these big storytelling bases, I like that better than the simplicity of this. But I do think that this is nice. It's definitely museum-y. It's very elegant, I guess you could say. I do think that there's extra value in getting what you see in prototype photos with the higher prices across the board. My last sideshow was $800 and looked nothing like the prototype. Which one did you get? I'm sorry to hear that. Oh yeah, Japan sent over to Sideshow and they brought on the new Superman. Yeah, actually that was really great. A friend of the channel, Tim Hansen, he is their cut and sew guy at Sideshow. He actually was the one chosen to actually bring it into them and show them, which I thought was absolutely incredible. So that's really cool. So yeah, the Harry Potter tour was fantastic. I actually have a video right now on the channel up to members. So if you're a member, you already have early access to it. But I filmed the entire tour. It was so incredible. And it's the actual sets that they used on the film. And so that was just absolutely, we're massive Harry Potter fans in our family. And so to be able to see, the actual props and the actual animatronics and some of the stuff that they use, the maquettes, and the actual physical sets like Pivot Drive, and it was just really neat. It was really neat. Maybe the new upcoming JND Joker head will fit on the original purple coat body. It's very possible. If they hit that one out of the park head sculpt wise, I would definitely be interested. Do I want to spend the money on it? Probably not. But man, I really hope that they nail it. I really do. Oh, Frankie Reborn. So you were unhappy with the way it looked. Like I think a lot of people liked it. I'm surprised that it was. What did you find that it wasn't? Was it the paint? I think, yeah, Jeff Delaney over at Secret Sanctuary liked his, and I don't remember him saying that there was a downgrade. But let me know. I see, and thanks. It's good to hear your thoughts, especially when you're seeing many of these pieces in your own collection. That's something I always try to think of whenever I'm buying a piece. I immediately try to think of like, where would it go? Sorry. Getting late in the day for me. But I try to think of where it's going to go. Obviously, with the movie pieces, I have no idea most of the time. But like the third scales, I have a pretty good idea because those are my focus. And so, it's one of those things where visually I try to think of like, okay, well, I've got these three coming. I've got Catwoman, Bane, Batman. Where would they fit? How would I display them without it looking weird with the other ones I have on display? So I do try to process some of that stuff. Hi, Chris. She is looking great in person. They are so much better. Again, I definitely agree with that. It's very strange how, sorry, I've got this sunbeam coming in on me. It makes it look like a modern filter or something. I don't know. No. So anyway, sorry. I think Dan got it in and ditched it immediately. No, Dan's never had a JND piece. Or are you talking about the Frankie? Maybe I don't think Dan got. Well, maybe he did get it. I don't know. I'll message him. Did you get? I'll see what he says. The Catwoman was 19999 originally, so not bad. Not bad, really. I mean, she's not much more. I mean, at least I don't know what she would be charged now, like what 2025 prices would be. But that's not too much more than the Blitzway Catwoman, especially with shipping. So for the next statue pre-order, have narrowed down to 1/3 Soren, Soren, is it Soren? Soren, I don't know. Soren or Dog Alien for a single podium piece. Man, that Dog Alien, I love that. That's a really cool one. So I have two in hand, and I think they're both great. I still feel like these are older pieces. They probably could have been done better if they were done in 2025. I continue to say that a lot of times, at least in their older pieces, their physical sculpts in clay or whatever they sculpted with were phenomenal, but they didn't always translate into the silicone. A lot of times I felt like their pieces were droopy or they made them look older, but that's because in photos and video, it just doesn't do these things justice. In person, it looks way better. And it's just very strange. And I did not understand that until I got one in. And so, I definitely still have my critiques on the older pieces, but I'm going to continue to say that with each piece, like if you look at their original Arthur Fleck, I think it's awful. I don't like it, but it was their first one out of the gate. And I feel like they've progressively gotten better with each release. I look at that Henry Cavill Witcher. I just saw photos of that this last week. I saw photos of the Sean Connery, and that's in photos, and it looks great to me in photos. So to me, it means it's even better in person. It's just one of those things that just they don't translate very well. And I do think that as a JND collector now that has two JND pieces and about to have a third with Bane, who I think is going to top both of these pieces. But they're also pieces that are all covered. They have mostly mask, which I'm fine with. But I am seeing the pieces get better over time. And so I think a year from now, after we're talking about this, or 2 years from now, I don't think there's going to be a lot of hate. I don't think there's going to be a lot of critiques because I think they're going to get to that level. Obviously, price point will always be a critique because it's always going to be subjective. And again, whenever I talk on this channel, it is my opinion. It is just how I'm feeling about things. I do try to convey what I hear from other collectors say, especially with the head sculpts. I am not the only one that felt like that. I mean, you guys said it earlier. You said that looks kind of old, kind of droopy, or kind of sad. That translates, right? I'm not the only one that feels that way. But I do have a platform, so sometimes my voice might seem a little bit louder than others. But I am a fan of JND. I've been a fan of JND since day one, because they're another company that I want to succeed. And I've said that they are getting better each time, and they have been. So hopefully that sums it up, I hope. Oh, sweet. My friend was over from Canada, is a big Harry Potter fan as well. So him and his parents did the tour. So there'll be another London trip in the future. Then I did comment on one of your something. London posts. Also, any new movies you've been able to watch, catch up on? I'm going to watch F1 tomorrow. I haven't gone to any movies. I still need to do that Mission Impossible movie, but I'm a Squid Game fan, so I did watch the first episode this afternoon. And so that was really cool. I've got it, I'm going to spend all week watching the other episodes. So that's kind of what my focus is right now. And I'm glad they had a great time on the Harry Potter tour. I don't know if there's any other trips to London planned in the future. I think next up is probably going to be Hawaii. That's a big one that I would like to do again. And Japan. Do I need to get ready to buy your JND stuff later? Well, I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully they'll stay in the collection for a while. I don't know. I mean, nothing's permanent in my collection, especially if I start panic selling. So movie pieces would probably be first to go, unfortunately, but we'll see. Skin is a darker color. The hair is painted white instead of pink. All the shading on the face was removed, and they changed the eye color, which was supposed to stand out as purple and green. Well, that's too bad. I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's frustrating. Say Sideshow's usually spot on with their paint. Originally I was only going to Dog Alien, but I really have looked at that Sauron more from Lord of the Rings. Plus, I might be getting Superman on Throne. So there is a $500 difference. Welcome to the club, my friend. The problems with being a collector these days. In price for them, from where I would get them, and I might try for that Superman on Throne. People seem to like the Superman on Throne. I'm really glad. I didn't know how people would respond to that one, because it's just kind of an odd, Batman on Throne maybe, but like Superman on Throne's a little bit weird for me. But I think that the Sideshow really nailed the base. I think the portraits could still be a little bit better, in my opinion. Thank you very much. Again, I'm really excited to get that Bane in as well, to add the three of them together. I can't wait. F1 was so damn good. Gonna have to go see it again. So, I'm very jealous of my friend Matt Martin and Dan. They live pretty close to each other, within a couple hours. And so they're getting to hang out a number of times this summer. And I'm super jealous because I want to hang out with those guys too. But they went the other night to F1 and they both said it was fantastic. So I'm glad that multiple people are liking that movie. I'm going to buy the Bane also. Was looking for the Prime 1, but that one is very hard to find and almost the same price. Very difficult to find, and it's oversized compared to these. So if you have any of the other J&Ds, I think it wouldn't look very good. So if you can get the J&D one, that's the one I would go with. If I had not gotten the Flashpoint Batman, that tips the balance as well. What are you thinking on that piece from Prime 1? If you don't get it, I will do a video for BSC if you would like. If you want like Hellbat. Yeah, absolutely. Those pieces, I don't know yet for sure. I did jump on the wait list the other day, so just in case, I'm not positive on it yet. But yeah, I'm absolutely going to take you up on that offer if I don't get it. Or maybe even if I do. I don't mind double reviews. Like if I review something, I don't mind having a second opinion. I think that that's a great thing to offer here on the channel because, there's a lot of opinions out there. Again, I have a platform, that's like I said, is a little bit louder than others maybe, but, the everyday collector, sorry, not talking about John, but like the everyday collector, it's those collectors have a voice. They should be able to offer their opinion on a format like this. So I love when people say, "Hey, Chris, can I do a review?" Even if I reviewed it too. So I would love for you to do that when you get yours in. Absolutely. And if I don't know if I'm going to get it yet or not. I don't know if I have a spot. I'm going to maybe put it down here with the other Batmans. I've kind of got like a Batman row going. We'll see. I'm driving to local collector tomorrow and pick up an 8-year-old personal grail. What is it? You can't just leave us hanging like that. What are you going to get? Let us know. Let us know. But yeah, this statue is very good. Again, it's better in person. I didn't love it without the mask. It's not something I would ever display it like anyway. I'm buying her for the character. I'm not buying her for Anne Hathaway. I'm buying her for Selina Kyle. And so I think it's going to look really great next to Bane and Batman. I don't know what's better, the mask or the gun. I don't know which one's better. Yeah, that side profile, that's exactly how I'm going to display her. Maybe kind of like that. I think that's going to be perfect. So that's awesome. So anyway, that's it right there. Oh, we got another super chat. Man, you guys have been so crazy generous tonight. Thank you guys very, very much. $1.99 super chat. Again, this is all rolling right back in the channel. Thank you again for all the birthday love. Definitely feeling it this weekend. I'm happy to see you dip into JND. I love mine. That's awesome. Which pieces do you have? I would love to hear real quick. We're getting ready to wrap it up, but I would love to hear what pieces you have. I've had a lot of people say that they have this one and they love her. Obviously, somebody earlier said they have the Wonder Woman piece, which is awesome. So again, I love the Sean Connery. I wish I could collect some of that other stuff because the Indiana Jones one was good. I feel like it still could have been better, but Harrison Ford is very difficult to sculpt, so I don't fault J&D at all. But man, that Sean Connery looked really good to me. And again, thank you very, very much for the super chat. You guys have been so awesome. Thank you. I say have gone in hand, or I say have the gun in hand, the Batman mask on the corner there near her foot. Okay. Thank you. Okay, we got another vote for the gun. All right, Evan says Christopher Reeve duo Batman. Do you have the Dark Knight Batman that I have, or the Robert Pattinson? And the Wonder Woman 84. Man, you got some good ones. That Christopher Reeve turned out really good too. That was another one. I actually think that the glasses portrait looks even better than Superman's. But I do think that they did a nice job. Again, that one was, to me, that was really close in photos. So I'm guessing in person it's probably even better. But that Christopher Reeve with the glasses where he's in the suit, I think that's another example of one of their again, they just continue to get better with some of these, which I think is awesome. Prime 1 half Wonder Woman. I did see it in person at local collectors some time ago. Oh, that's the one you're going to get. That's awesome. Man, that piece has been around for a while. What was that? Maybe 8 years ago or so that one came out. I think you actually even said that 8-year-old personal grail. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little slow on the uptake today. But I remember that one came out about the same time because I had the half scale Ben Affleck. It came out about that time. Wonder how the cracked mask would look on your spare Bale head. It would be interesting to see if it fit, but I think it would be really cool also to put it on the Bane base, right? So I'm excited either way. I can either have it on her base or have it on Bane's base, but I think having it on Bane's base would be even cooler. I'm wondering how that half scale Keaton Batman from Prime 1 will look. I think it's going to be great. They put a lot of love into those. Half scale is not my thing. I've said it for a long time that I feel like it's kind of like those big dolls that they sell at Walmart at Christmas time, those big action figures. Obviously a lot more detail, but third scale is a sweet spot for me. I'm a third scale guy. I like quarter scale as well, but anything bigger than that, I don't always relate to. Dwayne saying to JWR, glad you enjoyed. All I've been hearing is good things about it. I'm assuming you're talking about the movie. My friend first told me his reactions. He loved it. That's great. Chris, Tom Cruise surprise turned up at F1 London premiere for Brad. That's fantastic. That'd be so cool to be there. I'm so bummed because they like a couple days after we left London, we were over in oh shoot, it's not Covent Gardens. It was one of the squares that I went to. Actually, when I did my Bane video, I was in that square, and I can't remember where it is. It's the one with the Charlie Chaplin, and it's got the Mr. Bean statue. Anyway, I was in that square, and we actually spent like a day in that square, kind of within 2 days. Went to the Lego store and stuff like that. And a couple of days later, I watch a guy named Adam the Woo, he travels and he does a lot of Disney videos, but he's been doing a lot of international travel. And he basically went all the same places I did in London, and they had the Jurassic Park world premiere there. And so he got to see Scarlett Johansson and all the actors and actresses from that movie. So I'm like, oh, I missed Scarlett Johansson by a day or so. I would have loved to have seen her in person. But Tom Cruise, that would have been awesome. You've got a Pfeiffer and a Hathaway. Would you buy a Zoe Kravitz? I would. I was actually really surprised that Blitzway didn't do more than the one Robert Pattinson. I would buy a Penguin, and I would buy a Zoe Kravitz Catwoman, most likely. I think she did a really great job. Hey, have a good evening, Mr. Chris. Keep being positive. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Leicester Square. That's exactly where I was. So they had the premiere there, which I thought was awesome. We went there one evening, had dinner in Leicester Square in that area, and then they had a Raising Cane's there, which my kids love chicken fingers, so they actually ended up eating there twice. We went over to Chinatown and had some dumplings, which was really great. Just a really fun area. Leicester Square is a really fun area. Great Lego store, 2-story. New idea. Why don't you get rid of the podiums, and then you can move your working desk into the middle of the room and see everything. That also frees up space where your desk is now for art or statues. Oh, man. Now you got me thinking. Oh, man. The problem is like the wires. Like I could run maybe wires like through the carpet and then back down below. Like I've got some plugins down below, behind like my CGCs. Huh. Man, Lex Prime, you may have just opened up a whole new can of worms. Huh. Hopefully she'll get a cooler outfit in Batman 2. Yeah, man. They turned in the script. I'm so excited. So excited. They need to make a Batman Beyond movie already. I'm actually surprised. I mean, putting a Michael Keaton film together would be a no-brainer. Yeah, I saw that video. That's my local cinema there. That's awesome. Cinema World. They have all the main London premieres there. Oh, it's a shame you missed the premiere. The cool thing above the premiere is it's free entry. Just need a wristband to collect. That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I would have loved to have been there for that. I think it would have been very memorable, but had a great time in Leicester Square anyway. We only had a couple, maybe 3 days total in London. It was actually it was like 2.5. Like it was pretty brief. I would have liked to explore it a little bit outside of London, but really had a great time there. I think I had a better time in Paris just because I felt like it was a little bit like London to me felt like kind of like a Boston or someplace like that in the United States. Obviously everybody speaks English. And so French just seemed kind of like maybe a little bit more exotic of a place, a little bit the architecture, but I like the architecture in both places. So I'm just really glad I did London too. And then we did we went to Abbey Road and we took photos in the crosswalk there. So we had a great time in London. You're welcome. And you can definitely run wires in a sneaky way, I'm sure. Now you're going to have me thinking how I would do it. Because I got to have my desk there, but I also have to have like the review table. I got to think. Curses. But thank you also. You should get the Dark Knight Prime 1 statue. It's better than the Dark Knight Rises statue because it comes with the backpack and sticky bomb gun. It would have been nice if the JND had a gun, an accessory of some sort. It's very bare bones. I don't love the cape. Somebody reached out and said that they have one of the custom capes that they're selling. So I think I'm going to get that cape and try it out. But it would have been great to have a sticky gum. Oh, sorry. We had grilled hamburgers for dinner. I scarfed it down before, and now it's rearing its ugly head. Keeping it real here for you guys. I have a known seller in Japan who works directly with J&D at retail price. Day one and ships right away. It might help you. How can I send you contact? just email me at thebatmanstatuecollector@gmail.com. thebatmanstatuecollector@gmail.com. Thank you. He has the half-scale Joker on display, so I can see it as well. So I had that piece. I had the half-scale Joker, and I also had the Ben Affleck. So congratulations on getting that Wonder Woman. I'm just thinking more wall space and getting rid of that stuff in the middle of the room, because I think everybody seems to agree that it gives a little bit of a clustered look. And you guys can see that I started kind of like clearing it out. I still have that one podium there. I've got a couple podiums behind me, but I'm starting to kind of clear it out just to kind of see. My thinking is maybe if I do put the movie pieces back there, and I wanted to get Catwoman in first, to bring Tactical Throne maybe forward and put a couple of like black leather chairs, just kind of small chairs facing each other, kind of like an interview setup, just to have a place to sit and relax in here, and maybe make it look a little less cluttered. I don't know. Yes, the script is done. I'm looking forward to what they bring for the Batman 2. I'm glad you enjoyed the area and Chinatown. Funny thing, I've never been to the Lego store. Did you get into the M&M? No, I didn't go into the M&M store. We didn't have a ton of time. We were just kind of killing some time, and we actually had all of our luggage there at the Slim Chickens, because we had to check out of our Airbnb, and then which was really cool. We were like in this alleyway of this really great old bar, and people were just hanging out there at all times of the day. And there was like a seat. There's like two seats in there, but everybody just hangs out in the alleyway. It was very strange, but it was kind of cool. But we had all of our luggage that day, and we had to have it at the restaurant out there in the outdoor area, because we needed to go and get to the airport. So that was an interesting day too, because we flew into Paris, took the Channel to London, and then went from London back through the Channel a little bit of a different way, but then back to the airport. We stayed at the airport area one night, and we flew back out of Paris. So it was cheaper to do that than fly out of London. The JND Joker is the best one. I don't love that one personally. But again, I've never seen it in person, so it's difficult, but it is what it is. Ever thought about painting the balls black to give it more of a Batcave vibe? I think that it would be too dark in here. I like the gray. We did a lot of paint tests. If you actually go back and watch, the creation of the Bat Bunker, there was so many videos, but we did a painting video, and we put all this flooring down ourselves and stuff. And in doing that, we did try some darker colors, and I didn't like the way they looked. I think I found the sweet spot for me. I'm really happy with the colors that it ended up being, and it's just one of those things where I think it would also look a little bit too dark on camera. Okay, it's a shame. It would have been awesome and cool if you'd bump into any celebrities. Yeah, that would have been awesome. Yeah, that would have been really great. So anyway, I want to thank everybody. I'm going to wrap it up here. I got to film this review tonight still, and so I want to get that out to you guys as well. Thank you to all of the incredible super chats tonight. You guys were so generous, especially Brad. Thank you very, very much, my friend. You're always so kind, so thank you. And this is a really great statue. I'm really glad to have her in person. And again, she looks really great in person, much better than videos and photos. Still not a giant fan without the mask. Again, it's just me personally, but I do feel like JND's on the rise for sure, and they continue to do really nice work. So anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. Please hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed this at all. If you want to help us out further, please consider hitting the join button down below. Members get perks like early access to videos and things like that. You get the little membership icons and stuff. And again, that's just a great way to help financially here on the channel, just for like the cost of these things, like just even running StreamYard. It's like whatever, $200 or $300 a year just to run this program. So again, really appreciate every little bit of help you guys have. So it really means a lot to me. And again, I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you for the review. Also, Rogues Gallery Live this coming Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please join us. It's going to be a lot of fun this coming Wednesday in a couple days. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the Batcave. Like he said, bye. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you. Appreciate it.